नवल्लभगिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुनातीरवनचारी यमुनातीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुनातीरवनचारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत His Divine Grace of चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री गुरु और गौरांग की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय निधाय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। So, Satyavrata, King Satyavrata, who actually was a very pious king of the Dravida Desha, when he saw the fish in his in the water of his palms, when he was offering his morning oblations in the river Kritamala, so there he actually threw it back, and when he took water again, it again came up, and the fish appealed to him, "Why are you actually throwing me back? I'm afraid of the aquatic sphere." So King Satyavrata who was very much, who was a great devotee of the Lord, and by nature being very merciful and compassionate, he took pity on the fish and he put it in his kamandalu, and he took it to his ashrama. Thereafter, the king saw that in one night it has grown to a size which couldn't fit into the kamandalu. Then he put it in a well water. But in one muhurta, the fish grew into 3 cubits size, which couldn't even fit the well. So the king put it in, he was appealed that put it in some place where the water keeps increasing. So the water, where the water increases continuously is the sea. So he put it in the sea. So while he was putting it in the sea, the fish spoke in a very appealing voice, saying that there are many great aquatics here, and you should not do this. Who could be dangerous for my life? And then the king said that no, I I am actually, who are you, sir? Ko bhavan, asman, matsya rupena mohayan. You are bewildering me in the form of a matsya, a fish. न एवं वीर्यो जलचरो दृष्टो अस्माभिः श्रुतोऽपि वा यो भवान् योजनशतं अह्नाभि व्यानसे सरः ahna abhivyanase sarah. So he's saying, in one day you have expanded into yojana shatam, shata yojanas, 100. Actually, it is translated as miles here, but one yojana is actually 8 miles. So, so in that calculation, one yojana shata comes up to be 800 miles. So, covering the water of the river and the ocean. Before this, I had never seen such an aquatic animal. So, the king is equally bewildered here. The king is bewildered here. And he is replying back to the fish. Ahna. Ahna means one day. Yeah, just. नूनं त्वां भगवान् साक्षात् हरिर्नारायण व्ययः अनुग्रहाय भूतानां धत्से रूपं जलोकसाम्. So he understood. Who can be fully inexhaustible? That is the Supreme Lord. So he understood, you are certainly the inexhaustible Supreme Personality of Godhead, my Lord. Bhagavan, Noonam, indeed, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sakshat. Harir Narayana Avyayah. So you are Hari and Narayana. You are Supreme Personality of God, Narayana, Sri Hari, who are inexhaustible, Avyayah. Anugrahaya Bhutanam Dhatse Rupam Jalokasam. Saying, to show mercy on the living entities, you have actually accepted, assumed this form of a Jalakokasha, is an aquatic. Jalakokasha is an aquatic. Namaste Purusha Sreshtha Stityutpatyapyayesvara Stityutpatyapyayesvara Bhaktanam Nah Prapannanam Mukhyo Hyatma Gatir Vibho. So, as soon as he saw the Supreme Lord, now he is offering prayers. So, the Supreme Lord has come in front of him, and then Satyavrata Muni became very ecstatic, and he is glorifying now, saying, Namaste, Namaste Purusha Sreshtha. You are the best of the Purusha Sreshtha. Purusha is the best of all living entities, and the Acharyas translated as enjoyers. Purusha prakritisto hi bhukte prakriti chan gunan karanam gunasangosya sadasatya nijanmaso. The Purusha, the word is attributed for the enjoyer in some places. In the Bhagavad Gita also it is there. So Namaste Purusha Sreshtha. So you are the best of the enjoyers. And Sthiti Utpatti Apyaya Eswaraha. So Sthiti means maintenance, Utpatti means creation, and Apyaya is annihilation. So you are the Lord of you are the master of creation, maintenance, and destruction. Bhaktanam Naha Prapannanam. Naha Bhaktana Prapannanam. To us, Bhakta, devotees, you are Prapannanam, who are surrendered. Who are you for them? Mukhyo hi Atmagatihi. So you are the supreme destination, Atmagati. O Vibho, O unlimited Supreme Lord, You are the supreme destination for the devotees who have surrendered unto you. So that is what Satyavrata Muni is glorifying the Lord for. So the Lord is the supreme destination. Katir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasa Saranam Surut Prabha Pranaya Sthanam Nidanam Bijamagayam. So he is Gati. He is the supreme destination. He is Bharta, who maintains all of us. Prabhu, he is the Ishvara. And Sakshi, he is the witness. Nivasa Saranam, he is Nivasa, he is the residence. Nivasa Saranam, he is the shelter. Suhrut, and he is the best friend of all living entities. So the Lord protects the devotees in many ways, and for the pleasure of the devotees, he manifests so many incarnations and does so many activities so that they actually feel nourished by his association, and he does it in a very wonderful way that there is a topic for discussion, and by discussing about the topics of the Supreme Lord, hearing about the topics of the Supreme Lord, then our hearts get transformed. Pravishya Karna Randrena Swanam Bhava Saroruha. So when the holy name, the pastimes of the Lord, when they enter into the holes of the ear and they reach the heart, they actually Swanam Bhava Saroruha. They, on the lotus of the heart, they awake transcendental emotions of love towards the Supreme Lord. Invoke the love. Sarve leelavtaraste bhutanam bhuti hetavah jnatum ichham yado rupam yadardham bhavata dhritam. So he's saying Sarve leelavtaraste bhutanam bhuti hetavah. So bhuti hetavah means the cause of flourishing. So, Sarve Leelavataraha, so all the Leelavataras, the pastime incarnations of the Supreme Lord, they, all those of your Lordship, Bhutanam Bhuti Hetavaha, they are actually meant for flourishing of the living entities. Jnatum Ichhami, I want to know about them. Ado means this Rupam. So, what is the purpose of this incarnation? Ado Rupam, Yad Ardham Bhavata Dhritam. Yad Ardham, for what purpose Bhavata, by you, by your Lordship, Dhritam assume. So, your Leelavataras are meant for actually elevating the condition of the living entities, but what is the purpose of this incarnation which you have assumed right now in front of me? He is asking. Natera Vindaksha Padopasarpanam Vrisha Bhavet Sarva Suhrit Priyatmanaha Yathetaresham Pruthagatmanam Satam Adidrisha Yadvapuradbhutam Hinaha. He's saying Nate Aravindaksha Padopasarpanam Vrisha Bhavet Sarva Suhrit Priyatmanaha. So, O Aravindaksha, O Lord, who possesses the eyes of a lotus, the worship of the demigods who are in the bodily in the bodily concept of life, Yatha Itara Isham Pruthak Atmanam Satam Yatha Itaresham of others. So the worship of the unlike the worship of the gods, other gods, Itara Isham Pruthak Atmanam. So Pruthak Atmanam is the living entities who have material bodies different from the soul. Pruthak Atmanam Satam. Satam Adidrusha. Satam Adidrusha, you have manifested Vapuhu, Adbhutam. So he's saying, possessing, O Aravindaksha, the worship of the demigods, Yatha, the worship of the demigods who are in the bodily concept of life, who maintain the Pruthak Atmana, the Pruthak Bhava, is fruitless in all respects. So, but your worship is not like that, because you are Aravindaksha, who are the dearmost super soul of everyone. He is Sarva Suhrut Priyatmanaha. So the Lord is the supreme friend and the Suhrut and the dearmost Priya Atmanaha to the soul of everyone. So worship of your lotus feet is not fruitless like the worship offered to other gods. So Adi Idrishaha Yadvapur Adbhutam. So your this incarnation, which is so wonderful, Adbhutam, has been manifested by you in front of me. So worshipping this form of yours is not like the fruitless labor which I get, which I do while worshipping the other demigods. So if I take shelter of your lotus feet, pada upasarpanam, and I worship you, that endeavor is not like worshipping the other gods. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the demigods like Indra, Chandra, and Surya, they are the parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, but they are the living entities, ordinary living entities only. But because of the pious credits they have accrued, they have been given that position to manage the universal affairs. But the Lord is different from all of them, all of us. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko bahunam yo vedadati kaman. So he is the Nitya, eternal among the eternals. Chetana chetananam. He is the consciousness among the conscious beings. And then eko bahunam yo vedadati. So he is the one who supplies the necessities of all the other bahu living entities, many living entities. So there are different incarnations of the Supreme Lord. There are Swamsa, expansions from the Lord. Krishna is the Supreme Original Person, and from him comes Swamsa, incarnations, who are like the expansions of Krishna in Dwaraka and Mathura, all these incarnations. And then there are Vibhinnamsa, they are like the Vishnu forms. So the Vishnu Tattva forms are all spiritual and they are called Swamsha. The Vishnu Tattva forms are Swamsa, and Vibhinnamsa are the living entities who are actually emanated from the that forms of the Supreme Lord. So when Mahavishnu glances on the material creation, so all the living entities are impregnated into the universe, and we are all the Vibhinna Amsa, the differentiated parts of the Supreme Lord. So some of the Vibhinna Amsas are spiritual, and some are in a combination of matter or spirit. They are in the Antaranga Shakti, and they are in the some are in the Bahiranga Shakti. So external energy and internal energy. So the Vibhinnamsa parts who are there with the Lord, they are pure devotees, and those who are associated with matter like us, they are like the Baddha Jivas. So nonetheless, those who are having human forms, those living as human beings on this planet are sometimes attracted to worshipping of the gods. The Antaranga Shakti, the pure devotees, are always in association with the Lord in the spiritual world. They always worship the Lord. But those people who are actually associated with matter and spirit, who are spirit but are associated with matter, for the sake of material enjoyment, they actually come in touch and they actually go to other gods for worshipping them to get temporary benefits. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, so they worship the other gods for uh, material benefits. What is the verse which says that Kshipram? So they will for Kshipra, for immediate results, they actually approach the demigods, but it is not being very intelligent. And because why? Antavattu phalam tesham tad bhavati alpamedasam. Why? Because these results which we are accruing, they are only temporary. They are coming to antavattu. They are going to end in no time. In maybe from the materialistic point of view, it may last for thousands of years also. But from the point of eternity, which is the real existence of the soul, it is just not even a fraction of a second. Yep. So therefore, so instead of being instead of approaching the demigods because of our intelligence being stolen by the fruitive desires, kamaisthaistha shrutajnana, and approaching the demigods, prapadyante anya devata. So instead of that, we can actually approach the Supreme Lord Himself and derive the supreme and eternal benefit. So, and in devotional service, even a little of endeavor can actually save us from the greatest danger. The greatest danger for any living entity is to actually fall in the cycle of birth and death. So, even a moments of association of a devotee, a pure devotee, tulayam alavena apina swargam na punarbhavam, bhagavat sangi sangasya martyanam kim tashisha. So, and even a fraction of a seconds of a association of a pure devotee is actually liberating. And if we can actually take shelter of the association of such a devotee and practice Krishna consciousness even for a while, actually it can save us from the greatest danger. And we have so many examples in the scripture to corroborate this fact. So that is the understanding. Therefore, as recommended in Srimad Bhagavatam, Tyaktva Swadharmam Charanam Bhujam Hare Bhajanna Pakvat Patet Tato Yadi Kova Abhadram. So the Srimad Bhagavatam says, Tyaktva Swadharmam Charanam Bhujam Hare Bhajanna Pakva. Even if you take up to devotional service and even if you are unsuccessful in execution of completing your devotional service, what loss did we get? Bhajanna apakwa. So we were not able to actually achieve perfection. Kova abhadram. So what is that abhadra which has come upon us? On the other hand, on the other hand, by not worshipping Hari, but we are actually doing our material duties in this world perfectly, varna ashrama, acharavata, and if we are not actually worshipping Hari, purushena para puman, what is the use of that activities? We have lost the essence. So even an incomplete endeavor in devotional service is liberating than a completed endeavor without grasping the essence of that material endeavor with material consciousness, but fully and perfectly completed in the materialistic consciousness. So that is the idea. Sri Shuka Uvacha Iti Bruvanam Nrupatim Jagatpatihi Satyavratam Matsya Vapuryugakshaye Vihartu Kamaha Pralayarnave Bravit Chikirshiraikanta Janapriya Priyam. He say Iti Bruvana Nrupatim Jagatpatihi. So Jagatpatihi. So when the king Satyavrata thus spoke in this way, iti Bruvana, Jagatpatihi, the Supreme Lord, he सत्यव्रतं मत्स्य वपुर योगक्षये विहर्तु कामः प्रलयार्णवे ब्रवीत् चिकीर्षुर एकांत जनप्रिय प्रियम. The Supreme Lord, who at the end of the yuga had assumed the form of a fish, Matsyavapur Yugakshaye, at the end of the yuga, Matsyavapur, who assumed the form of a Matsya at the end of the millennium, that is at the end of the yuga, to benefit his devotee and his enjoy the pastimes in the water of inundation. Chikirshur, to means to enjoy, to benefit the devotee. Benefit devotee along with his devotee. Ekanta jana priya priyam. So ekanta jana priya priyam is ekanta jana means the near devotee, near person, and his priya. So the Supreme Lord, who is actually beloved to his pure devotees who stay very near to him. So he performs acts in such a way which are pleasing to his ekanta jana, so near dear devotees. Pralaya arnave vihartum. So to enjoy, to do vihara, to do recreation in the waters of the inundation, he actually responded, abravit. So the Lord want to enjoy pastimes with his devotees. Therefore, on the pretext of actually creating some cause for his appearance, he does so. And then here in this pastime, the Lord came as a fish and he played with Satyavrata for a while, and now he is responding. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Saptame hi adyatanat urdhvam ahani etad arindama nimankshati apyayam bodho trailokyam bhurbhuvadikam. He's saying now. So what he's saying? He's saying Saptame, from on the 7th day from today. O Arindama, O subduer of the enemies, on the 7th day, Saptame hi adya, from today, urdhvam. Urdhvam ahani. Urdhvam means urdhvam is forward. Basically, from today forward, 7th day from now, ahani days, etad means all this. Etad nimankshati. Nimankshati means inundated. Let me check. Shall be inundated. Nimankshati apyaya. So apyaya, why? Apyaya, just we saw. It is actually destruction. Apyaya ambodho. So in the water of the devastation, what all will be submerged? Trilokyam, all the three words. What are those three words? Bhur, bhuvar, adikam. So bhu, bhuva, and the bhu, bhuva, etc. Here Acharya has told Swaha also, will all merge into the water of inundation. Trilokyam leelamanayam samvartam bhasivat vaitada upasthasyati nauhut kachid vishalatvam mayerita. See, he's saying, when all the three worlds will merge into the water, so then a large boat sent by me will appear before you. Trilokyam leelamanayam. So upon being merged, when all the three worlds are merged, samvarta ambhasi. Samvarta, we saw Samvartaka clouds. We hear about Samvartaka clouds Indra sent, right? during the time of destruction. So they pour so much water. So that is called Samvarta Ambasi. Tadvai tada. So tada means at that time upasthasyati. Upasthasyati means appear. What will appear? Nauhu means boat. Nava. Now kachit, some boat will appear. One boat will appear. Vishala, which is very big. Tvam, unto you, and Maya irita. So it will be sent by me. It will be deserved because I will send it to you. So he is saying. So the Lord, he will protect the devotees like the bird protects the baby birds like a wing with his wings, with its wings. So the Lord is always thinking of the devotees, the protection of his devotees. The Lord understood that there will be inundation of the universe. Here Satyavrata Muni doesn't know. He doesn't know a little that, on the 7th day from today, he is peacefully offering his oblations today. But it is going to be a pralaya. So therefore, he does so many pastimes. So he actually played with Satyavrata, and now is after playing is going to tell him, now get onto the boat, I'll save you. त्वं त्वावदोषधिः सर्वा बीजानुच्चावचानि च सप्तर्षिभिः परिवृतः सर्वसत्त्वोपबृंहितः त्वां तावद् ओषधिः सर्वाः बीजानि उच्चावचानि च सप्तर्षिभिः परिवृतः सर्वसत्त्वोपबृंहितः. So what you should do? Tam tavat, till that time, until that time, what you should be doing? Sarva oshadhihi, you collect all the herbs, bijani, the seeds, and uchavachanicha. Uchavachanicha means higher and lower. Yeah. So higher and lower seeds and saptarshibhi. Saptarshibhi means all the 7 sages. Parivritaha, surrounded by all the 7 sages. Sarva sattva upabrahmitaha. Sarva sattva upabrahmitaha means all kinds of living entities. So take all the living beings and sattva upabrahmitaha, surrounded by. So I believe it is to be, he is talking about the devotees here. Get all the devotees, surrounded by all the devotees and 7 sages. You aruhya, get on to the boat. Sarva sattvopa brahmitaha aruhya brihatim navam. So you may get a fear that you are telling it like a boat. How much big it will be? If all the people will get into that boat, it will drown or what? No, Vishalam, Bruhatim. So it will be a very big boat. Aruhya. Get onto that boat. Vicharishyasi. Vicharishyasi aviklavaha. So, and you will roam around Vicharishyasi shall travel in that boat without aviklavaha. You may feel that, oh, the water of the inundation is so big, the boat can topple any time. No, aviklavaha. I will take care that you will, there will not be no moroseness. Aviklavaha. Eka arnave niraloke. So in the eka arnave means in that single ocean. Arnava means ocean. In the water of that inundation. Niraloke. Niraloke means without being illuminated. Rishinam eva. Rishina means to the sages of the great sages. So the effulgence, if you see the sea, it will be full of darkness, right? There will be no, when this in the night, if you see the sea is full of dark. Eka Arnave. And at the time of inundation, because all the planetary systems are into the water, so where is the light? There is no light. So who will provide the light? The illumination being the effulgence of the great sages who are on board with you, no? So they will emanate the light. Dadyo doduyamanam tamnavam samirena baliyasa upasthitasya me sringe nibadnihi mahahina. He's saying, so then when doduhyamana means being tossed about, tam navam samirena baliyasa. Samira means wind, baliyasa and powerful winds. So he said that you will not have moroseness while traveling. So how, when if there is a water of inundation and there are very powerful winds which are flowing, so how will we be protected? Now he is telling how it would be. Upasthitasya, so being fixed, upasthitasya, situated nearby, I will be nearby you as a Matsya incarnations. Me Shrunge, now I have appeared in front of you like a Matsya. Me Shrunge, with the horn of you tie this boat. You tie this boat to my horn. Me Shrunge nibadnihi. You tie this. How? Mahahina, maha ahi means big snake. Ahina. So the big snake is Vasuki. Aham tvam rishibhi sardham sahanavam udanmati vikarshan vicharishyami yavad brahmi nisha prabho. So, O Prabho means the Lord. Lord is the Lord of the universe, and the Lord is addressing King Satyavrata as O Prabho, O Master. He is saying, Aham tvam rishibhi sa ardham. Sa ardham. Sardham is altogether. It is not A-R-D-T-H-A, it is Ardham. So altogether. Aham tvam rishibhi sardham. So I will actually, for the sake of you and the rishis along with you, saha navam udanvati. So the boat in the water of the devastation, Vikarshan, by contacting Vicharishyami, I will travel. Yavad Brahmi Nisha Prabhu. So I shall travel in the water of devastation until the night of Brahmi Nisha, means until the night of Brahma. And Vicharishyami, I will travel in that water of devastation until the night of Brahma. So we are in the day of Brahma. You can imagine, one day of Brahma, there will be 14 Manus who will be coming. And one Manu period is actually 72 Divya Yugas. So one Divya Yuga is actually 43,22,800 years. So like that there is be 72 and into 14. So that much will be the night of Brahma also. So the Lord performed this pastime of Matsya for one night of Brahma. So the Lord has got the company of his great pure devotees for such a long time. So this is the benefit a devotee is going to get by the worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. when the Lord gives the mercy, it will be unlimited and it will be pouring fortune, pouring mercy. Madiyam mahimanam cha param brahmeti shabditam vetsyasi anugrahitam me samprashner vivritam hridi. And then Madiyam mahimanam cha. You will be thoroughly advised and favored by me. You will be thoroughly advised and favored by me. Param Brahmeti Shabditam. So, because I will be, you will be advised and favored by me, because your inquiries are actually relating to me, to my glories, which are actually Param Brahma, iti Shabditam. So my glories are actually, I am actually Param Brahma. Vetsyasi Anugrahitam me. So, okay. Vetsyasi means you shall understand Vet, Vetti Jnanam. So Vetsyasi, you will understand, you will be favored by me, by your inquiries, and I will explain everything to you, because I am the Supreme Brahman. So thus you will be thoroughly advised and favored by me because of your inquiries. Everything about my glories, which are known as Param Brahma, will be manifested in your heart. Hridi Vivrutam. Thus you will know everything about me. So the Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita that Sarvasya cha aham hriti sannivishto mattah smritir jnanam apohanam cha. So the Lord is situated as Paramatma in everyone's heart, and he directs all the activities of the living entities. So the Lord, if for a pure devotee, when the devotee desires to have association with the Lord reciprocates by internally reciprocating with him from his heart. So the Lord reveals to the devotee in proportion to the surrender of his devotee. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamiham. So in a responsive cooperation, the Lord reveals according to one's surrender. So everyone naturally surrenders to the Supreme Lord either directly or indirectly. So some surrender to the Lord through the material nature, because we don't have. So, but the material nature is also under the control of the Supreme Lord. So we have no other way but to surrender to the Lord directly or indirectly. But the Lord likes the living entities to be surrendered with knowledge and willful surrender. Therefore, mameva ye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. So, mam eva ye prapadyante, not anya devata prapadyante, mam eva ye prapadyante. When the living entities actually take shelter of the Lord wholesale, then the Lord actually takes them, as he is doing right now to all the rishis in the water of devastation. He is personally rescuing him. So if we want the personal reciprocation from the Lord, then we need to actually show exclusive surrender to the Lord. So the Lord then will take care of us. And then Tesham evanukampartham jnanadipena bhasvata. Aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayami. So when the Lord, when the devotee shows such a surrender to the Supreme Lord, then because of compassion to that devotee, he not only gives the intelligence through which the devotees can come to me to show additional favor. The Lord actually takes the torchlight of knowledge and he actually illuminates the heart which has been overtaken by the darkness of ignorance. Tesham eva anukampartham jnana deepena bhasvata. So the Lord will illuminate the heart of the devotee uh, who has been whose heart has been overtaken by ignorance to show special favor. When the devotee shows his hand, when the devotee actually takes shelter of the Supreme Lord exclusively, this is the way that actually the Lord reciprocates. As the Lord is rescuing the devotees in the water of inundation from the material ocean, he actually rescues the devotee's soul from the darkness of ignorance also. So, in that way, the Lord actually reciprocates to the devotees personally, showing special favor and giving them the bliss of his personal association. So, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is commenting upon the previous verse. So, what was the day of Brahma? So, although it was the daytime of Lord Brahma, Brahma felt sleepy for a short time by the supreme will of the Lord. So, it was mentioned that this particular devastation actually took place not during the night of Brahma, but during the day of Brahma. For it was during the time of Chakshushamanu. So one may get a doubt that, oh, you know, the Lord said, I will, as we discussed before, that I will roam around in the waters of devastation and until the night of Brahma. So you might have got a doubt that, oh sir, we are in the Chakshusha Manvantara, we are in the Vaivasvata Manvantara now, which is the seventh Manu. So how is it that you are saying that the night of Brahma? So actually, the Lord, as we also feel sleepy, and during the day for some time, Lord Brahma also felt sleepy. So wherein the three planetary systems were submerged, and foreseeing that the Lord has made arrangement for his dear devotees. So this is what. So this inundation has happened actually in the somewhere like the midday of Lord Brahma. So for it was during the time of Chakshusha Manvantara, not midday, little before midday, because 14 Manus will be one day. So seventh Manu will be exactly on the midday of Lord Brahma. So it is at the end of Chakshusha Manvantara, so little before midday, kind of. So Brahma's night takes place when Brahma goes to sleep, when he goes to sleep after his in the night. So Vishwanath Chakravarti comments that it was the daytime of Brahma. Brahma will sleepy for a short time for the spiritual, for the supreme, by the supreme will of the Lord. Again, Brahma feeling asleep is by the will of the Lord. This has been elaborately discussed by Srila Rupa Goswami in the Laghu Bhagavatamrita. So, why did actually Brahma feel sleepy? Because Agastya Muni cursed Swayambhuva Manu during the time of Swayambhuva Manu. Because Agastya Muni cursed Swayambhuva Manu, so Swayambhuva Manu actually in the Swayambhuva Manu, a devastation took place. This devastation is mentioned in the Matsya Purana. So during the time of Chakshusha, the supreme, by the supreme will of the Lord, there was suddenly another pralaya, devastation. This was mentioned in Markandeya Purana also in the Vishnu Dharmottara. So the Prabhupada is saying that at the Manu's end, at the end of Manvantara, there is not necessarily a devastation shall took place. But at the end of Chakshusha Manu, the Lord want to play with Satyavrata to show special mercy on Satyavrata. Therefore, he wanted to show the effects of devastation to him. And this Satyavrata going forward he will be going to become the Manu in which we are in now. He is the Vaivasvata Manu. He is born as the son of Vivaswan, as we discussed in the previous verses. So he became the Manu, and before he became the Manu, the Lord has shown him special favors, showing the effects of devastation. So that's it. हरे कृष्ण। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।